When I was in ninth grade, I seen this girl I knew outside of school with a whole group of friends a bit older than us. And as I was walking, I seen them shooting up heroin. I did not, like, she was the last person I would think to do this kind of thing. And I kept just walking by, minding my business. But the next day I seen her, I couldn't take it, so I went up to her and I was talking to her saying that this would affect your life and you shouldn't be doing this. And she responded, "I'm just doing this to fit in."
He was somebody that I was like really close with, so like I grew up, being around him. And I don't really know how to feel about it because unfortunately he passed because of the addiction, and there's really nothing I could have done about it because I was way too young to know what his real problem was until I got older.
Heroin and how it affects families, like people dying, kids dying. I think to myself that I have a little brother at home, and what would I do if something like that happened to my family? It's devastating.
He swore it was cool to do drugs, to sell them, to make money off of it. And then I decided that I wanted to get closer with him. Maybe I thought I can make a change in his life. And I felt like I made it worse. He started selling more heroin, he started shooting heroin, and he started to change, his attitude changed, and he was coming out on me when all I was doing was trying to take care of him. And now I see him struggling to live his life, struggling to take care of his mother, his father, and his grandmother who's dying. And I feel like if I didn't make a change and moved away from him, that it was going to happen to me, and I didn't want to lose because of a drug addiction.
It's like he was like changing and stuff, like he was acting different towards me. Like we used to always be around each other, like we used to always be going outside, going out places. And then like I started to notice that he started changing and stuff, so I'm wondering like what is going on. My mom was wondering too, so she was asking me questions, but like he just like started getting distance from us.
When I was a little girl, I used to take trips to Puerto Rico with my parents, and we would go and stay in my uncle's house every year. And one year we went and I rang the doorbell and a strange man opened the door. He was skinny and his face was a little deformed, and he grabbed me and he hugged me. So I hugged him back, but I was looking at him and I wasn't sure who he was. And then when my parents came in and they started talking, it was clear that that was my uncle.
So I continue to see these articles on the internet about heroin and how it affects families, like people dying, kids dying. I think to myself that I have a little brother at home, and what would I do if something like that happened to my family? It's devastating.
When I was younger, I used to always play in the park with my friends. I remember one time I was in the park and me and my friends found needles. And I remember going home that night and I told my mom, and my mom was like, "Don't ever pick up a needle wherever you see it because that contains stuff in it." I never knew what she was talking about, but as I got older, I realized what it was. It was heroin. And I remember her always telling me, when you go to beaches and like wherever, always wear shoes because you never know what you can step on.
Doing heroin is really bad because it just not affect us, it affect everyone in our family or people living near us. It is very bad because when we do heroin, it just make us go out of our minds, so we don't know what we are doing. In that condition, the person who do heroin, he can hit someone or abuse someone or himself. So heroin just not affect us, it affects everyone.